Let's get set for the 22-23 season by starting to look at individual prospects and setting expectations for this season. The first one I want to look at is Simon Holmstrom. What should we or could we expect from him this year? Now, with any expectation article, video, or podcast, you want to frame things based off what happened last year. You don't want to go in there saying, like, he's going to do this, that, and the other thing, without considering what happened in the previous year, because while it's a completely different season and he's grown over the summer, hopefully in mass, it still matters, right? What happened last year still matters. So what did happen last season? Well, if you're new to following Islanders prospects, Simon Holmstrom, a 2019 first-round pick, finally took a big step forward in showing the level of talent he brings to the table. He put up 43 points in 68 games for the Bridgeport Islanders at the AHL level. And you're saying 0.6, I think the math is 0.63 points per game, doesn't sound amazing. But for Simon Holmstrom, that is amazing. Now, sure, the 2021 season was a COVID year. They played 24 games again. They'd only played 2 teams. He had the year kind of broken because he went to Sweden to play for Vita Haas in the Allsvenskan, came back, played in North America. It's kind of a yo-yo of a year. But that was year 2 of Simon Holmstrom. And year 2 was not much better than year 1. And so 21-22 last season was one where he needed to step up to kind of justify as to why the Islanders very much reached to go grab Simon Holmstrom in the first round of the 2019 draft. Because up to that point, it looks like they had reached, and they had reached poorly to draft him. And of course, in 21-22, he goes off putting up those 43 points in 68 games. But it goes beyond that. The production is certainly nice. You want to see him score at a 0.63 points per game pace, if not better. Right, that's fine. There's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing bad there. But what we saw as well is his impact on the game away from the puck, his ability to close down opponents, his ability to spot plays or be a step ahead of plays. Like I said this routinely throughout the year, the game slowed down for Simon Holmstrom last year. Because it did, right? His capacity to think at the speed of the game at the AHL level was there in 21-22, whereas it wasn't in 19-20 and 20-21. It just wasn't there. It's not to say that he wasn't smart or he wasn't thinking well or the hockey IQ was bad. It's just the processing speed wasn't up to snuff. And now that he caught up over these last couple of years, specifically last season, he was able to assert himself more fully on the game. And we saw that not just in the score sheet, but again, off puck, with the puck as well, just finding teammates, even if he didn't find his way into the score sheet. Oh, my phone is going. Either way, you get the point. Simon Holmstrom not only put up points, but played the part. He took the big step forward, the game slowed down, and he looks the part of, I'm not going to say necessarily a first-round talent just yet, although like the hint is there. He looks a lot better than he did in the 2 prior years. So now what should we expect from him in 22-23? First, we should expect for him to challenge for an NHL spot. Now, that doesn't mean he gets one. That doesn't even mean that he plays the 9 games or they try him out for 9 games at the NHL level. I would love to see that. What I mean by I want to see, or the expectation of challenging for a spot, is I want to see him go deep into the training camp season, if you will, and really kind of force the Islanders to go like, all right, do we give this guy a shot or not? Ultimately, they're going to say no because that's what Lou Lamoriello does. But I want to see him push. I want to see him be one of the final cuts for the Islanders at training camp. I have to see that. If not, then it's already not a check mark, but an X on his season right out of the gate. We want to see him then be a leader for the Bridgeport Islanders. Now I'm not talking about production necessarily. And I'm not even just talking about having an A or a C on the jersey. What I really mean is have an impact on the game, be a leader on the ice. That when he is out there, he is impacting the game more than the opponents are. Right? That's all I want to see in terms of leadership. If he gets a letter, cool, even better. But I want to see him be a leader at least on the ice for the Islanders, the Bridgeport ones that is. And then obviously we get to the production. So he put up 0.63 points per game last year with 43 and 68 with 12 goals. I want to see him be at least between 0.7 and 0.8 points per game next year. I don't think the goal total is going to be very much higher. I expect maybe 15 to 20 goals maybe on the year. but I just want to see the production up there. He's very much a Josh Bailey-like player, and some of you aren't going to like that, and I understand why, but he's not a score-first player. Hopefully that gets developed into his game where that changes, where that narrative is, well, he's a little bit more less one-dimensional in terms of his decision-making facing the goalie. But at this point, he's not a shoot-first player, so I'm not going to go in and be like, he has to change that or else. I would love that, but it's that you're talking about a player's natural tendencies, and those are harder to break than just be like, I want you to, I don't know, put on a few more pounds over the summer. Changing what he is as an individual is going to be more than just one season. Hopefully, though, it does change. But ultimately, expectation is, again, challenge for a roster spot, be a leader on the ice for the Bridgeport Islanders, and score between 0.7 and 0.8 points per game at the AHL level. So what are the chances that he hits that? I think I'm setting the bar a little low here. Honest to God, I think the bar here is he should be able to clear this bar no problem. He should be able to score at the rate that I've expected, if not more, because we're going into year 4 at the AHL level, and there's going to be a little bit more talent than there was last year for these Bridgeport Islanders, and he's going to be, I assume, in their top 6 in either 5-on-5, power play, and maybe even on the penalty kill. So like he's going to get a ton of minutes and a ton of opportunities. So he should have the ability to put up the points. He'll be given the opportunity to be that leader. And at camp, when you think of the offensive prospects that the Islanders have that could be looking to challenge for a roster spot, it really just comes down to Simon Holmstrom and Aatu. Maybe Russ Nishikov, but that's just me being hopeful. Ideally, Williams is full, but like, come on, like his first pro experience, we expect him to crack an NHL roster. I would love to see it happen, but I'm not going to expect it either. So it really comes down to the challengers in terms of forwards for Islanders prospects to Aatu and Simon Holmstrom. So if he's not one of them, Simon that is, there's a problem. So like, again, the bar is low. The chance of him hitting all of these expectations, I've set at like 90%. There's a 90% chance that he hits this, but you never know. Anything can happen. So that's the expectations for Simon Holmstrom going into the 22-23 season. What are your expectations? Are they the same? Are they different? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. And if you have already or are planning to do so, thank you, thank you, thank you. Consider the year prior. So in 2021, he put up 7 points in 24 AHL games. Now, sure, that 2021 season was a weird COVID year, right? They played 24 games again, only played 2 different teams at the AHL level. And he had that season kind of broken in a way by going to play in Sweden, coming back, playing at the North American level. It's just the whole yo-yo of a season for him. So it didn't go well. But that was year 2 now of Simon Holmstrom, and year 2 was just as underwhelming as year 1. So you're saying this kid, who the Islanders very much reached for in the first round, is not looking like a first round talent. He needed to step up in 21-22 and show I'm better than what I've shown in the first 2 years, right? Like that there's some sort of justification as to why the Islanders reached the way they did to draft Simon Holmstrom in the first round of the 2019 draft. Now, again, 43 points in 68 games. Sounds great just on a production level, but it goes beyond that for Simon Holmstrom. His impact was felt, not just necessarily in the production column or in the goals column, although only 12 goals, but you know what I mean. He put up points to say like, okay, word, we're going to take notice of this kid, looks good. But it was everything else other than that. His creation, the ability to open up the ice, the ability to find teammates was excellent. The ability to close down other players either through forecheck or in the defensive zone was really, really nice. 3.